What's up, family? I got a story to tell y'all. Spirit works in very, very mysterious ways. Spirit works in very, very mysterious ways. What's up to the family? Y'all come on in. Welcome to D-Ray's Diary. And what this is. Okay, we got the confirmation. I wonder if y'all could hear all of those birds in the background chirping. They all in our backyard going off. If y'all can hear the birds chirping, I want y'all to put a thumbs up in the chat. Even if you listen to this on the playback, I want you to put a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear the birds chirping. Peace, Hathor. Spirit works in very mysterious ways. Hey, Brittany. Spirit works in very mysterious ways. What's up, Brown Wolf? What's up, Eileen? What's up, y'all? I gotta hurry up because this sun is out here for real. And I don't need this technology hating. But Spirit works in mysterious ways, right? So I'm starting this new thing called D-Ray's Diary. And the reason why I felt pulled or pushed to create this new series, so to speak, is because I want you guys to know and understand where I'm coming from and why I do what I do. Why I am this spiritual healing coach. Why I love talking to women and men. Why I love talking to y'all. Why I love nurturing y'all and loving on y'all. Hey, Ari. So I was doing this same thing that I'm about to do with y'all right now. I was doing it recorded. I was just recording myself do it. And then I was just recording myself having a conversation with myself. Tears were actually coming down my eyes as I was talking. And Spirit just shut the video off. The video just went off, just stopped working. And I was just like, what the hell? So I went back to YouTube thinking that the video was going to pick back up where it left off. No, everything that I just recorded, everything that I just said disappeared. And so naturally, I'm like, all right, excuse that motorcycle. So naturally, I'm like, okay, Spirit, what the heck? Like, I was being all vulnerable in my own little sacred space, and then I was just going to share the video. But Spirit said, no, this is something you have to do live. So with that said, if some tears flow as I'm talking to y'all, it's okay. I'm not in any type of pain. I'm not in any type of sadness. I am in realization. Again, I am in realization. I'm realizing how my life experiences have brought me to where I am right now. Okay? So please understand, I don't need y'all being in the chat like, oh, girl. No, I'm showing y'all something. I'm showing y'all a place, an internal space, an intuitive space that you all have to be willing to go to if you want to start impacting the lives of others and living from a very deep space of purpose and understanding. So again, if you see tears falling down, which I told y'all before I came on here, I was already having tears coming down, right? So if you see that, please don't pity me. Please don't do that, okay? That's on you, okay? That's on you. So, D-Ray's Diary, right? I really just want to come on here and talk to y'all about how I have come to live the life that I live today. Why I do what I do. Why do I make YouTube videos? My story, basically. My story. Just things that I would typically probably write down in a journal. I want to share with y'all because I think it is important for the people that I speak to, the people that I coach, the people that I work with. It's important for y'all to understand who I am, where I come from, and why. Because I think if we don't ever know what has made our teachers, our coaches, our thought leaders, if we don't ever realize what has made them them, then we don't really appreciate what they create, what they produce, and we don't really understand how they could be of support and service to us. Okay? So, and yeah, Kim definitely is playing a part. You know, she's feminine energy. She's the divine feminine. So she's like, let's go, mommy. Let's do this. We got this, right? So just a little bit about me. So y'all know, real name is Desiree. Real name is Desiree. Go by D-Ray. D-Ray is like my superhero name. D-Ray is like what I was called when I was excelling and just prospering in my athletic ventures, when I was singing. My younger brother still calls me D-Ray. My younger brother is a soulmate of mine, but he still calls me D-Ray to this day. And so it's just a name of power for me, okay? But a little bit about Desiree, right? I grew up with a single mother who is strong, who is fierce, who is a lioness, who is controlling, sometimes insensitive, and who is just so loving that she doesn't understand when her love even oversteps boundaries. Okay? I grew up with a father who is handsome, very charming, funny, and selfish, and even self-absorbed to some extent. And so this dynamic of parents made me so confused as a kid, because I had a mother who would give her absolute last. I have a mother who would drop everything, and she would drop anything at the drop of a dime to take care of her kids. No doubt about it, and still will. If I call my mom right now and I said, I need you to get over here now, it doesn't matter what she is doing, she's going to be here. My dad, on the other hand, depends on what he's doing. If he's busy, it's probably not going to happen. If he's got other things going on, it's probably not going to happen. So I grew up with these two totally different types of parents. And the thing that got me the most was that I had resentment towards my mom for being so controlling, for being so present, for being all up in my business. And I still do have such a deep love, admiration for my father, even though there were major important times in my life where I needed him to be present. So I grew up having a mom who was angry that my father did not show up in the ways that she showed up. And here's the kicker. The kicker of it all is that I look just like my dad. That's the kicker. That's the irony. The irony is that I look just like my dad. Got my dad's skin tone, got my dad's head shape. I am my father in the feminine form. And so imagine a mother having so much resentment, so much hate, so much shame, so much guilt towards a man, and having a daughter that looks just like him. And so when my mother would say shit like, your daddy ain't shit, he don't never do what he's supposed to do, he ain't all of this and all of that, but I still had that very tender spot in my heart for my dad, it really had me torn, confused, feeling rejected, feeling abandoned from both of my parents. Even though I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that my mother loves me so much, I still even feel rejected from her in a sense, because I look so much like my dad and she hated my dad so much. She talked down on my dad so much. And I understand why. Because my mom did not live her own life. She lives for her kids. And now she lives for her grandkids. Beautiful woman. Powerful woman. I admire my mom a lot now that I'm... Am I back? Oh, this ain't even making no sense. We got the,
Oh, you on now? You on
y'all.
now?
First of all, I'm gonna have to make this really quickly because we got somebody here doing stuff in the house and we ain't about to have all of that going on.
What's up, family?
I'm gonna put you on blast. So,
Joseph.
babe, can you let
Oh,
me
go
finish my
ahead, go
build?
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I already gotta finish. We got somebody up in here working with drills and things like that. It's gonna be loud.
You got your client at 10.
I got a client in 10 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but you trying to plug what you got going on. Y'all, thank y'all for being back. Thank y'all for staying present. I don't know what's happening with the technology. It's just getting real, and I'm just taking it as a sign that this is something that I really need to consciously pursue and put effort in and really letting y'all know who I am. Anyways, I grew up with this push and this pull of energy between the masculine and the feminine presence in my life, between my mother and my father. My mother being the person who would sacrifice all, who would do anything to provide, and my father who was not that very masculine energy, that provider energy. My dad really had more of a feminine, go with the flow energy, a really like, my dad was the type, here's a major difference between my mom and my dad. My dad, I could talk to my dad about anything. I remember when I was playing basketball, right? And when you start getting into high school basketball, this is when lesbianism and all of those things start really becoming present. I remember my dad telling me on the way somewhere, he was like, if you become a lesbian, I don't care. I'ma still love you no matter what. My mama, on the other hand, would never say anything to me like that. Ever. Never. In fact, she intentionally, on purposely, and angrily kept me away from the different lesbians on our team because that's how much control she had to have over my life. I say all of that to say that there was a lot of pain that manifests from having a single mother who had to go a lot who had to go above and beyond to provide, and then on the opposite side having a father who barely showed up. My father did not come to my college graduation. When I tell y'all, that broke my heart so bad. My mom flew out, my dad's mom, to my college graduation. My mom paid for both of my grandmothers to come to my college graduation, for my brothers to come to my college graduation. My mom is the ultimate sacrifice of love. But even in all of that, her love was transformed into control. And so this made me resent her. This made me feel some type of way about her, right? I say all of that to say that that pain really initiated me into living a life of purpose and understanding how important it is to forgive, to heal your relationship with yourself, to really release this idea of what parents are supposed to be and how they're supposed to treat you. It really helped me to understand why I have to talk to single mothers. Because being a child of a single mother, there were many experiences of mental, emotional, even physical abuse. And then having a father who was there when he wanted to be there and not there when he, didn't want to be there. It made me to be a person that has to be very objective, because there are things about my father that I just absolutely adore. I'm still a little girl when it comes to my father. I remember my father has been making up for lost time now that we're adults, coming to our house to play with our kids, all the time. When I was coaching volleyball, he was coming to my volleyball games all the time. When I was the head coach of a high school volleyball team, my father was coming to games to support his daughter that is coaching. See, he was making up for lost time. And even when he did that, I would be like a little girl. And my players were like, Coach, I've never seen you so happy, so giddy, so childlike. That's the hole that my father still had on my heart. So imagine my mom. I have resentment towards my mom, some anger towards my mom, because how controlling she's been, how insensitive she's been, how I could not have intimate conversations with her. I couldn't have intimate conversations with her. And then I got this father who was barely present, but I can have these intimate conversations with. I can be myself with. Do you see that push and pull? I'm like, my mom provides everything for me, but she's insensitive and she's controlling because she really wants the best for me. Then I got my daddy who ain't trying to control my life at all, but he's also not sewing into me financially, you know, in order for me to do the things that I need to do and have the things that I need to have. So it's a very weird dynamic that I kind of grew up with and that I still have to balance out now between my dad and my mom. I'm so grateful for both of them now. But there was a lot of pain, a lot of abandonment, a lot of rejection, a lot of resentment that came from having these two parents who were total opposites and then them both talking so badly about each other. My dad will blame my mama for everything. Your mama crazy, your mama just mean, your mama control. Now, when he say my mama controlling, I know that to be true, right? And then my mama, your daddy ain't shit. He don't ever do what he's supposed to do. He is not no provider. He ain't no man. Imagine a little girl, little Desiree, hearing all of that. And what I really needed to hear from both of them was simply, I am loved. Simply, I am loved. I'm appreciated. And that the things that they are going through, the things that they are experiencing is not my fault. I'm not to blame for it. I don't have to be thinking about why they do what they do. Like, so when it comes to this healing work, when it comes to transformation, when it comes to relationships, I'm here. That pain has really manifested into purpose. Purpose in helping people to discover who they truly are in solitude, who you are apart from a relationship. That's something that I had to gain from this experience because that dynamic between my mother and my father made me to be a person who seeked validation externally, who wanted somebody who was, you know, going to tell me all of these lovely things, be present, who was going to take control, right? Because the things that you resist the most, you manifest. So I had to have all of these experiences so that I can coach women in one, how to be conscious when you are a parent, when you are mothering, whether you are in a relationship or not. There's some subtle nuances that be taking place that your children pick up on and they feel it. Two, to teach women that it is possible for you to find love. See, I witnessed my mom when she was single. She's married now, been married now for 10 plus years. But when she was single, the men she was bringing into the house really affected us. I'm fortunate that none of those men has never, well, let me not say none. That's a whole nother story. That's going to have to be part 2, okay? But I was able to witness how her need for security, her need for support manifested certain relationships that were probably not healthy. Okay, that me as her daughter was able to see and be like, that's probably not healthy. I vividly remember one time, this man, my mom's boyfriend. One point in time, I think we were in like elementary school. Elementary school, yeah, I was probably like 7 or 8 or something like that. He was over at our house, and he's playing basketball with my younger brother Chris, and he bumps Chris a little bit hard as they're playing basketball in the house on one of them little toy goals. He bumps Chris a little bit hard. Chris falls and he starts crying. And of course, my mom gets angry because she's defensive and she's protective of everything. And when she immediately gets angered, I am triggered to say to this man, you better leave or I'm going to call the police on you. I said this as like a 7-year-old girl to a man because he accidentally bumped my brother while they were playing basketball on the floor. That shows you some of the trauma that I had experienced up until that point based off of her past relationships prior to that one. Okay? And so throughout all of this time, I've been doing the work to really heal my heart and understanding that love is possible, sacred relationships is possible, Even if you don't have a partner, you can still find love within yourself, and that love within yourself can attract you a partner whether you have kids or not. I've had to realize that these standards of what we call a mother and what we call a father are not real, and that we have to appreciate and have gratitude for what we do have, because there are lessons and blessings in the parents that we chose. I had to learn that I needed those experiences, which there's so many more that I have not even gotten into, but I had to learn that I needed those experiences for me to live a life of purpose and passion right now. Because I love having these conversations. I love having these realizations, these understandings, these aha moments about how those childhood experiences really shape your mind now. Before Dream, I didn't even realize that I was really seeking external validation. It wasn't until I had got depressed, I had to start meditating every day. There was not a day that I was going to miss meditating, because that's how crazy I felt at that time. There was not a day where I was not going to do something to tap into myself to transform my thinking. Okay? But I tell you, all of those experiences, all of that pain is what ultimately has manifested my purpose as a spiritual healing coach for women. Okay? Whether you are a single mother, whether you were the child of a single mother, oh my, there's just so much that goes in there. Whether you had an absent father, these are things that you have to heal from, ladies and gentlemen. These are things you have to heal from, because whether you recognize it or not, it is showing up in your life. For me, it showed up as needing validation. For me, it showed up as not being disciplined. For me, it showed up as feeling abandoned, feeling rejected, not feeling accepted, not feeling love for who I divinely am. That's how it showed up for me. And so through meditation, through forgiveness, through manifesting a sacred relationship, I've been able to do that work. Okay? So this is just part one of D-Ray's diary, where I just come on and I talk to y'all about what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, the thoughts that are in my head, and a little bit about my life experience that has brought me to this present moment right now. Okay? And so that's me. A mother, a child of a single mother, absent father or halfway present father, and having to create this balance to why do I resent my mother so much and she does the most for me, and why do I still love my father so much though he barely do shit for me. Craziness. But I had to understand, and I had to heal, and I had to transform. And I'm so excited to be a vessel and to be a guide and a reflection to help you ladies do the same thing. So that's just part one, pain to purpose, and we'll have more conversations. What is today? Today's Tuesday. Maybe I'll just do it on Tuesdays. Check. Tuesdays. It may be live, it may be recorded, but y'all tap in the comments, let me know in some ways how you relate to my story. I want to know that information. I want to know how you relate to what I've been through and the work that I'm doing today. All right? So when y'all get off of here, head over to the comments once this video is loading, and let's talk about it a little bit deeper. Love y'all. Peace.